Imagine never sitting in traffic again. You walk out to your driveway, lift straight up into the air, glide silently over the gridlock, and land minutes later, right where you're going. This isn't a cartoon from the year 2000. Right now, in America, flying cars are rolling off production lines, personal aircraft are being delivered to people's homes, and silent air taxis are about to start carrying passengers over our cities. These are the 8 flying vehicles from the United States that will change travel forever. Stay until the end, because number 1 is already booking real flights. For 100 years, the flying car has been the ultimate symbol of the future. The thing we were always promised and never got. Every World's Fair, every sci-fi movie, always 20 years away. Well, the 20 years are up. America isn't sketching concepts anymore. It's building, certifying, and delivering. Some of these you can buy today. Some take off from your driveway. Some will land on a city rooftop and whisk you to the airport. Every single one of them was born right here in the United States. Let's count down the 8 machines turning the oldest dream in transportation into a delivery date. Number 8. Pivotal Helix. We start with the one you can actually buy and fly right now. No airport, no runway, no co-pilot. It's the Helix from California company Pivotal. Formerly known as Opener, Pivotal began shipping the Helix with a starting price of $190,000. It's a single-seat personal eVTOL, electric vertical takeoff and landing, that lifts off straight up, no runway required. What makes it special is the philosophy. This isn't a giant aircraft for an airline. It's a personal flying machine, light enough to be moved on a trailer, designed for one person to own and operate for the pure freedom of flight. The whole category sold out early production slots almost immediately. Because the moment personal flight became something you could buy, people lined up. The Helix is the entry point to this entire revolution, proof that personal aviation isn't a someday fantasy. It's an American product with a price tag, shipping to customers today. Number 7. Lift Aircraft Hexa. Number 7 answers the question everyone asks about flying cars. Who's actually allowed to fly one? The shocking answer: almost anyone. It's the Hexa from Lift Aircraft of Austin, Texas. It's a single-seat eVTOL with an all-carbon fiber airframe supported by floats that let it make soft landings on water and on the ground. And here's the part that changes everything. Hexa requires no pilot certification to fly because its 432-pound weight qualifies it as a Part 103 ultralight. Let that sink in. Anyone can sit down and learn to fly the Hexa after about 30 minutes in a simulator, and then fly it legally. No pilot's license required. Lyft made it real to the public, too. The company launched pay-per-flight customer flights on a U.S. tour, letting ordinary people step into the cockpit. And it's no toy. It's already being adopted for police, fire, medical, and search and rescue, cutting response times by up to 80% compared to ground vehicles. A personal aircraft anyone can learn to fly in under an hour. That's not the future. That's flying today. Number 6. Doroni H1. Number 6 shrinks the dream down to something that fits in your garage. It's the H1 from Doroni Aerospace, based in Miami, Florida. It's a 2-seater eVTOL designed to fit inside a 2-car garage and bypass roads altogether. And the company already did the hard part. Doroni successfully conducted crude testing of the H1 prototype at its Florida hangar. The performance is real commuter grade. It's built for a top speed around 140 miles per hour, a cruising speed of 100 miles per hour, and a range of about 60 miles. with batteries that charge from 20 to 80% in under 20 minutes. And here's what matters most for ordinary people. It's semi-autonomous and controlled by a joystick for easier flying. And while it requires a license, it's not a conventional pilot's license. A flying car that parks in your garage, charges like a phone, and doesn't demand you become a professional pilot. That's a genuine glimpse of how Americans might actually commute. Number 5. Whisk Aero. Number 5 removes the one thing every other vehicle so far still needs: the pilot. It's from Whisk Aero, a California company backed by Boeing. While everyone else is building aircraft a person flies, Whisk jumped straight to the hardest version of the future: a self-flying air taxi with nobody at the controls. The credibility here is heavyweight. Whisk has acquired the technology company SkyGrid to accelerate autonomous flight development, enhance airspace integration, and support certification and deployment of its 6th-generation aircraft. Boeing's backing means this isn't a scrappy gamble. It's one of the world's biggest aerospace names betting on pilotless urban flight. The vision is bold and a little unnerving. You summon an air taxi on your phone. It arrives with no human inside, you climb in, and it flies you across the city entirely on its own. It's the furthest out idea on this list, and the one that, if it works, changes everything about who gets to fly and how cheaply. No pilot means lower cost, and lower cost means air travel for everyone, not just the wealthy. Number 4. Samson Sky Switchblade. Number 4 is the true flying car purist's dream. One vehicle, two worlds, and it's genuinely fast in both. It's the Switchblade from Oregon-based Samson Sky, and it just crossed the line from concept to reality. The three-wheel flying car completed its maiden flight, and it will drive as fast as 125 miles per hour on the road. In the air, it's no slouch either. Samson says it can fly at 160 miles per hour, bypassing traffic entirely. The transformation is the magic trick. You can drive the Switchblade from your garage to a nearby airport and turn it into a plane in just 3 minutes. And the wings and tail fold back in neatly when you're ready to get back on the road. And the pitch is exactly about changing travel. A 500-mile journey shrinks from a stressful 6-hour ordeal to a smooth 3-hour trip, door to door. Demand is huge. Over 2,400 reservation holders across more than 50 countries and all 50 U.S. states, with the two-seater priced at $170,000 and first deliveries aimed for 2026. Number 3. Aleph Model A. Number 3 is the one that made headlines around the world because it does something no other flying car can. It's the Model A from Aleph Aeronautics in San Mateo, California, and the milestone is historic. On December 9, 2025, Aleph began production of its first Model A units in California. Aleph describes it as the world's first road-legal flying car, a vehicle that drives on public roads, fits in a standard parking space, and takes off vertically like a helicopter. Here's what sets it apart from everything else. It takes off vertically with no runway, then tilts so the car's body sits at a 90-degree angle. The sides act as wings while the cockpit stays upright. That makes it the first road-legal passenger vehicle with vertical takeoff capability, setting it apart from designs that still need a runway. The specs: about 200 miles of road range and roughly 110 miles of flight on a single charge. And the demand is staggering: 3,500 pre-orders worth $1 billion at $300,000 each. A flying car is literally being built by hand in California right now. Number 2. Archer Midnight. Now we reach the machines built to change travel for everyone, the air taxis. And number 2 is one of the 2 American giants leading the charge. It's the Midnight from Archer Aviation. This is a piloted eVTOL air taxi designed not to impress at trade shows, but to fly real, profitable, repeatable routes over cities. It's designed to cruise around 130 knots, fast enough to turn a brutal crosstown slog into a few quiet minutes in the air. And Archer is taking it global. The company has partnered to deploy its Midnight eVTOL aircraft in Indonesia, expanding its reach internationally. The whole concept is to slot air taxis into the way you already travel. Land them near business districts and airports, summon them like a rideshare, and lift passengers over the traffic that wastes hours of every commuter's week. Archer represents the moment urban air travel stops being a luxury toy and starts becoming infrastructure. And it's locked in a tight race with the one machine that's just slightly ahead of it. Number 1? Number 1. Joby S4. And number 1? The flying vehicle closest to changing travel for millions of ordinary people this year. It's the S4 from Joby Aviation in California. This is the machine that solved every problem that killed the flying car dream for 60 years. It carries 4 passengers at speeds up to 200 miles per hour, with a range of 150 miles on a single charge. And it's nearly silent. Quiet enough that a city will actually allow it overhead. What earns it number 1 isn't just the specs, it's how real it is. Joby completed the first ever point-to-point eVTOL demonstration flights in New York City between JFK Airport and Manhattan, turning an hour in traffic into a roughly 7-minute flight. And it's ahead of everyone on the hardest part. Joby is ahead of rival Archer on certification, having completed Stage 4 of the FAA's 5-stage process. The timeline is now. Joby and Dubai are aiming to launch passenger service in 2026, with initial U.S. commercial operations targeted for the second half of 2026. A real aircraft with a real launch date this year, backed by Delta and the airlines. That's why it's number 1. Not the dream of flight, the arrival of it. So there they are, the 8 American machines turning the oldest dream in transportation into a delivery date. A personal flyer you can buy today. An aircraft anyone can learn to fly in under an hour. A flying car that fits in your garage. A pilotless robotaxi. A road and sky switchblade. The world's first road-legal vertical takeoff car, and 2 air taxis racing to your city. For 100 years, "Where's My Flying Car?" was a joke about broken promises. That joke is finally dead. They're being built, certified, and delivered right now. And the first paying passengers climb aboard this year. Now tell me, which of these 8 would you actually climb into? The one in your garage or the air taxi over the city? And would you trust a flying vehicle with no pilot at all? Drop it in the comments. If this blew your mind, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what American engineering does next. Because the sky above your city is about to become a road.